I'll tell you that the issue is that one of the videos apparently somehow has become a like a wildly popular video for doing Newton's method on a TI-84 calculator.
Oh, of course, of course, that would be it. Of course, that's.
I don't know why this video has thousands of views, because I don't know, like there has to be somebody else on the internet who shows how to compute like like something using Newton's method on a TI-84, but apparently I'm the only person. So I don't want to delete that video because lots and lots of people apparently have come to rely on it. So I don't want to change the URL or anything like that. So I'm just going to take mercy on the people who have come to rely on my Newton's method video.
Okay.
I mean, please tell me the trick for getting thousands of views. Sometimes I think it's very hard to explain with the algorithms, but hey, I'd like that.
Part of it is you have to be a professor. I don't know which way the correct way to point is from everyone's perspective, but it's this way on mine. But
all I can really say is that like I have another video on this YouTube channel that has thousands of views, and it's because it's a topic that is covered in a really obscure book that isn't anywhere else. So that's what you do. Like you just start making videos about topics that aren't out there in any other video, or just so ridiculous that anyone will watch.
John, my real question is, when is one of these episodes going to have thousands of views?
Well, you know what? This could be the night, Nick. So why don't we?
If ever there was, I mean, out of all the episodes, the fact that Brian is here right now, this has to have the best fighting chance.
This has to happen tonight. So let's get.
Well, I'm not saying it has to happen, but I'm saying if there was one that had a chance so far,
well, I mean,
this has to be the one.
The music will sound extra special tonight. Then
I hope it does.
I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
It might not, but I think
that's
just, music is extra special every
week. That's a bait and switch. The lies have already started.
There's no lies here. I don't.
Trickery has begun.
All right, so everyone listen for the subliminal messages in the opening music. So let's roll it.
Welcome to Funniest Part of My Name, a podcast about math and Korean culture, with a side of humor. For information about our podcast, please visit www.johnoaks.com.
And now here are your hosts, Professor Sungchan and Nick.
All right, so my first question is, Brian, what's in your mug?
Oh, just plain water. I should have brought something more interesting, but
okay. I just have a mason jar with water myself.
Well, I mean the mug is, my water is in a plastic.
Oh, John, that's not very environmentally friendly. I mean, it was just Earth Day last week. What are you doing? See, Brian and I, we have reusable containers.
Well, I do recycle, so I think.
But do you really know if those are actually broken down and reused to make more bottles? Because I know when I'm done using this glass, that it's going to go and get washed and get reused in my kitchen.
You know what I'm going to do, Nick? I'm going to get the satellite images from outer space and then see exactly where they take my recycling after it leaves the house. And then I'll know for sure whether it actually gets recycled.
There is nothing more I want to see than that.
I mean, I kind of want to see it too.
Oh, perfect. So you just kill two birds with one stone.
I also have some
double whammy.
Chilsung cider, and I have my
Okay, I have some in my
strawberry
fridge.
soju, and
I have some of that. Oh, I don't think I have strawberry anymore.
and I
I
have
don't think so.
my crunky pepperos, and
Okay, I don't have any crunky. Think I have some almond one.
well, I ordered another 32 pack of crunky bars, and they came yesterday, so I have 32 more
Where
You
did
haven't-
you order
bars.
32 packs?
So
Why wouldn't he?
yeah, why wouldn't I? Because
John,
So,
you
but like where?
on Amazon.
Oh,
Yeah, Amazon sells like a huge box of them, and
John, do you have enough Margaret cookies?
well, actually, I don't, because
Oh, come
I
on.
I think that that would be overkill, because I have my Cheez-Its here, but so Cheez-Its are
Come on.
okay.
That's not Korean snack food.
Well, no, but like if we mention Cheez-Its on the show, maybe Cheez-Its will decide to sponsor us. So if somebody from Cheez-Its is listening, give us a call. You know
Okay.
where to find us.
So future notice
Oh.
to me is John, what he's saying is I should just start, we should use the show to just like plug as many name brand products as we possibly can.
Well, I mean, I didn't tell you that my water with Meyer brand, and I don't see Meyer reaching out to me yet. So,
Okay, well,
and what can we do?
so yeah, I should plug my microphone and my hat, and I think I have some other things here that I could probably do. Wait, now what are you drinking?
Diet Mountain Dew.
so how you have so much in front of you that we are not seeing
Well,
right now?
Yeah, I do.
You don't
because
want to.
The Diet Dr. Pepper is gone already.
Where is this
Oh.
all coming from?
Why do you have so much pop in front of you right now? It's so gross.
Well, no,
Wow.
the issue is that I just finished class, and
Oh.
I drank about like 6 or 8 water bottles today, and I just wanted something a little bit different.
So now he's drinking an entire case of sugared beverages.
Well, I mean, it's okay, right?
You know what? I'm not judging you. You do you.
Alright.
I'm sure you had a full day as a professor. You would
Yes,
need all of that
It
sugar.
was definitely a full day. Now, you know what, Nick? I have a story that I think that you will like. So,
Okay.
did you know that there is now an operating system that only plays Tetris? It's called Tetris OS.
What do you mean an operating system that only plays Tetris?
It's a fully custom bootloader with a custom music track runner and fully hard-coded Tetris theme. So like you put it on your device, and then the only thing that device will do is play Tetris when you boot it up. So
Wait, you mean it plays the music, or I don't? You're
no, you
losing
can
me a little
play
bit here.
the Tetris game. So, but that's the
Oh.
only thing that this operating system can do. So, like like Windows, you can add lots of apps, or Mac OS, right? You can add lots of apps, but this OS only runs Tetris. So, would you install this on your device, Nick?
No,
Why not?
because I don't need that much Tetris accessibility. I can go to tetris.com, plug that. It is good. Yes. Do not turn on the ghost piece though, please. You turn on the ghost piece, anybody out there, that's it. Like, we're done. Or
Oh.
John, I come over to your place and we play real Tetris on classic Nintendo.
Wow.
And then when I outdo your high score, as I usually do, the name I put in next to that high score will be something to call out the fact that I am superior at Tetris to you.
Yes,
that is good
but-
enough for me. I do not need more Tetris than that.
But Nick, you just said, like, you accused me of using like this water bottle and not being environmentally friendly. But my proposition to you is, if you had an extra device that wasn't, you weren't using anymore, like an old phone or old computer, would you put this Tetris OS on it, or would you just let that old device go to the dump? like putting that old laptop or phone in the dump is worse than me putting a water bottle in the dump.
Why can't I just recycle?
Well, you don't know if
old-
it's actually going to be recycled. I'm using your words against you now, Nick.
But in theory, John, I can just play as much Tetris as I want without installing that on any device, and then turn in the old electronics with the hope or assumption that they're being recycled or refurbished and someone else is going to be able to use it.
Well, Brian, what do you think about this? Like, what is now, like, you know about Tetris, right, Brian? Like, the classic
yeah.
game. So then, would you put Tetris on an old device and use the device only to play Tetris?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I feel so honored to be part of this right now because I feel like I'm a live audience and I just enjoy seeing you two like going after each other. I'm trying to understand this relationship honestly since last time and I'm having a hard time, but I'm enjoying it.
the playful bickering, as we call it.
Exactly. It's just so fun.
John
Number
instigates.
Second, when you were talking about it, I was just wondering, do people still play Tetris? That's my second thought. And number three is, I don't remember this because it's been a while since I've been in the States. But in Korea, we actually have a recycle bin specifically for used phones so that it doesn't go to a dumpster and get mixed up with other trash. And I wonder if in the US, y'all have that so that y'all can recycle it as it should be.
At my old company in our office building, we actually had, like, when sometimes you see those like clothes recycling bins or repositories or old shoes, they actually had one for old phones. And for the life of me, I never remembered to bring in an old phone to throw in there, but they had it. Now I have no idea what became of what was deposited, but
Right,
I guess
right.
that was the closest thing to what you have seemingly out there in a more frequent occurrence.
Right.
Well, I have another related story to this about one of my favorite companies. And so this was in the news this week. So Samsung's new upcycling program allows you to turn an old Galaxy phone into a new IoT device. And so Samsung is trying to help people convert old phones into new IoT devices with its new Galaxy upcycling home service for users in the US, UK, and South Korea. Users can access the feature through the SmartThings app, and the app gives old phones the ability to perform as a light and sound sensor and as a hub to control their devices. And the program aims to reduce the number of phones sitting in landfills by making the process of repurposing an old phone easier. So, what are your thoughts about this? Brian, let's start with you first this time. Like, what do you think about this new program from Samsung? Have you heard of it already?
No, this is first time hearing it. And I think every effort to, go green and recycle, I think that's great. I'm just not a Samsung user at the moment. Am I like, I don't know.
Oh, you've
It's
just
okay
fallen
to
down the
say
ranks on John's list big time.
Well,
I know.
Well,
Or Korean list.
I have some.
No, John's
I'm
list.
going to give you a lot of bad news this show. Then,
Oh, of course he
Brian,
is.
about.
Just shooting down your horse, man.
Well, no, it's just about Apple and how the Apple got hacked and by a Russian hacking group, and
Wow.
and they're being held at ransom for $50 million, and they want Apple to pay up by May 1st. So this is not good news for Apple users out there. But anyway, Nick, what do you think about this news from Samsung?
Can
Oh,
I just quickly
yes,
say
go
that
ahead,
I'm also
Brian.
not an Apple user. Right now, I have an LG phone, and
Oh, that's
LG
acceptable
is,
for John.
yeah.
That's a second best.
Just wanted to point out real quick.
Oh no, but we did we talked about that on the show a few weeks ago, how LG is going to be phasing out some phones,
I know.
especially in the US market first. But
No, that means Brian, you'll have a relic.
well, it could be, you could put the Tetris OS
Yeah.
on it.
Ooh,
Hey.
man, we have a thinking man here.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Nick, on this new program from Samsung?
I need you to clarify one thing for me, and then I'll answer. You said individuals can turn in an old Samsung phone that can go toward a new IoT device. What I mean, that
No.
can mean a lot of different things. There's like, is that lingo for a new phone or
No, IoT is
no? I know
like-
what IoT is, but it just that's like a pretty wide.
well, it's
collection of
saying that
devices.
they can like use it, like use their, like convert their old phone into a device that will just be a remote essentially for things.
Oh, a physical. Oh, I thought you meant like an exchange
No,
program.
like
but,
a
oh no, like
physical, like they can-
conversion
Yeah,
program.
a conversion mode.
Oh,
So Nick, would you rather put the Tetris OS on your old device, or would you rather use your old device to control your smart devices?
I don't have enough smart devices right now, but with a new
No.
home on the horizon, that is likely to grow in the near future. So I probably, if it anything, would opt for having it converted to a smart device controller. I'm not quite sure of the verbiage, but no, the Tetris thing, that's a little too much Tetris for me. I don't need a dedicated Tetris device, despite the fact how much I love playing Tetris and beating you at Tetris.
Well, okay. So one thing, Nick, is that I actually found out that, well, one of my favorite Samsung features is actually the Samsung TV Plus, but they have a whole bunch of internet only TV channels that you can only get on Samsung devices.
Okay.
And so the one of them, they have a lot of the cable channels. They're, you know how like a TV channel will have their own TV shows just for their channels, and so
Yeah.
once they go off of the air, Samsung is getting them to run a channel that just has all the shows that are old shows that you would never see ever again anywhere.
So essentially, Samsung becomes a broadcast / production entity.
I guess so, but I mean, like I like having a lot of the. I actually like the game show channel, but you know, like I can't wait until they get like a Korean variety show channel, because that would be a lot of fun for me to watch, I think.
Isn't that what this show is?
No, it's more of a it's called, one of my favorite shows is like Idio Test, and that, you know, they give you weird puzzles, and then people are given money for answering the trivia questions and things like that.
Then why is it called Idiotest? Is it meant to call
Idiotest?
out how stupid people are?
Well, yeah, because they're given the
Or is
label
it-
of idiot if they don't answer within 30 seconds.
Well, is this
So-
a Korean show?
No, it's an American show, but
Oh,
I do think that it
John, this
it-
sounds exactly like the trivia we do on the show here.
well, speaking of trivia, Nick, it's time for our first break, and after the break, we'll have some special trivia just for this week.
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, I'm sure that you won't be able to guess the topic. It's
No,
pretty
and I probably won't be able to guess any of the answers either.
it's pretty random. So, all right, it's time for the first break here.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
All right, Nick. So get ready for this.
This idio test that we have coming.
Well, I decided that it's only an idio test if you don't know the answers, Nick.
So that's pretty much a guarantee that for me it will be an idio test.
So this is Samsung trivia.
Okay,
Oh,
John, prize. What is it? What's the
Oh,
prize?
yes. So the prize this week, and I think that this is a good prize.
It better be better than last week because last week was very, very disappointing.
It's white chocolate pepperoni.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
Finally, a good
think
one.
It's a good prize.
It's been weeks since we had a good one.
What
was the last
week was
one?
pretty good.
Some stupid pair of scissors from John's drawer. And then the week before that, it was a half-used package of gum.
No.
Well, no, because I have some
That's
special.
No, John.
Xylitol gum.
No, put that
Oh,
away.
my-
The pepperoni is fine. Anything else is going to be just a disappointment again.
Well,
Just
I mean,
leave it at the pepperoni.
well, I mean, I could give away a mug.
Well, to who? I already have one.
Well, but
To
Brian
Brian?
doesn't have a mug.
You're supposed to sign mine, John. I'm still waiting.
Well, yeah, I can sign it. Like when we go to hell for my birthday, I'll sign it there while I'm the mayor, so I can
Okay.
sign Mayor of Hell on it, Nick.
Can you sign it the following day? That way I can have Mayor of Hell and Professor.
Yeah, I'll sign it as both ways.
Okay.
Except I think that I'm only Mayor of Hell from noon to 5 p.m.
So it's not even a whole day. It's only a handful of hours. That sounds like false advertising.
Yeah, but like maybe the number of hours in a day in hell is different than here, Nick.
Let me translate that for you, Brian. After 5 hours, he's going to be impeached.
Well, I mean, that's part of the deal. I already know I'm going to be impeached.
But I feel prematurely.
So I think that I should get all of my like proclamations planned in advance.
He's
I
going to
can
show up
just
with a
si-
binder.
Yeah, I'm going to take a binder this big of executive orders and just like sign them for 5 hours straight.
Okay.
wow.
Well, you have fun doing that. I don't know. I'll just go have a cheeseburger and a glass of beer somewhere.
Oh wow, that sounds really good.
Oh, well, yeah, that sounds really
You can
good.
join me, Brian. I mean,
I'd love to, but
yeah, it's a little,
from me, you know.
it's a little bit of a drive. I know.
Yeah.
Just a
Well,
little
Brian, we always let the guest answer the trivia question.
Actually, you
first.
don't, John. You don't always do that. I always try to encourage you to do that, but you don't always do that.
Well, we're doing that tonight. So,
Okay.
Am I going first?
yes.
You are. You're
so,
you're a special guest.
so
All right.
Brian, in what year did Samsung sell its first electrical product?
Wow. Electrical product. That can be anything.
Yes, but Samsung initially sold noodles and other produce, and so long before they became the like electronics super giant of the world that they are today, they sold other items. But then this one year they started selling their first electrical product, and it was a 12-inch black and white TV.
Okay. So initially I was thinking 1994, but then I guess that's not. Because if we're talking about 12-inch TV, then it's a while ago. I want to say 1978.
I'll take it. It was 1970. So you got the right decade.
Oh.
So it was right.
What?
All right.
This is the typical nonsense that he does during these trivia games. And
Well,
as long as you answer the question, you're gonna get
Yeah.
it right. So as long as you say something. Now me, if I actually get it right, he'll find a way to weasel out of it being right.
well,
Well,
Nick.
I'm not
Here-
complaining.
No,
Yeah,
nor should you. I mean,
well,
I guess in theory you're winning fair and square
I
according to
didn't
John's
really,
rules.
I always learn a lot from the trivia every week.
Oh, okay.
So, Nick, here's your first question.
Oh boy.
So, what percentage of Samsung equipment is made in Samsung factories?
Can you better describe
Cricket.
equipment?
Yeah, so this is all about like Samsung has a focus on creating as much as possible in-house. And so what percentage of all of their equipment, meaning like the parts that they use to make their electronics and things like that, what percentage of their equipment, like their items that they make, is made
Wait, why are
in
you saying
their own
equipment? Why don't you
factory?
just say products?
Well, because it might be like the like equipment that they use to make a product even.
Oh, so like assembly line
Right.
machinery that's actually being made by them that is
Right.
then in turn used to make other consumable products.
Exactly. So what is the percentage, Nick?
So there's compounding on here. And you said
Was
they
the
have
question percentage?
yeah. And you said they have a focus on trying to do as much as possible in-house.
Yes. So all right,
55%.
Oh, so close. It was 90%, Nick.
Wow.
So
Impressive.
So
That
No.
that sounds like a made-up number, John.
well, no,
Oh,
that's not
wow.
made up.
That sounds like fake news. Just
No. All right, Brian. I think that you have a really good chance of getting this one right.
All
So-
right.
it's 100% actually.
So, in what year did Samsung and Six Flags team up to create North America's first virtual reality roller coaster, which used Samsung VR equipment?
Okay, so Samsung worked with whom?
Six Flags. So it's an amusement park. And actually, I have a Six Flags banner on my door there now. When Six Flags was actually, they had a amusement park in Flint, Michigan, where I grew up here in
Really?
the States, called Auto World. And so it was called Six Flags Auto World. And so I found that banner in my basement, and I thought, well, like that's not a banner that most people have, Auto World. So, but like it was like this big, like white, like I guess, like I'm trying to describe it, but like the closest thing it would look like today is like a Epcot Center, like it had like a big white dome building at its center, and then like a lot of the same type of things that you would see at an Epcot, like a auto theme. So anyway, now Brian, I want you to remember that this is virtual reality equipment. And so this year that Samsung teamed up with Six Flags to create virtual reality roller coasters was within the last 10 years. So it was
Yeah, I was
very
thinking
recently.
that. Right,
So
because I was
you-
thinking,
So you're pretty much just giving it away, John. Oh, well, it's in the last 10 years. I
Nick,
mean,
what can I say? Just a little extra bump I'm getting here. I would say I was gonna say definitely 2010s, but maybe it's like 2017.
Close enough. It was 2016, Brian. I'll take it.
Close
Oh,
enough.
Yeah.
yay.
You could have said like 1743, and he still would have found some way to extrapolate that to the right answer.
I'm on the good side. I'm on the good side.
Well, you know
Professor.
what, Nick? I have a very easy one for you.
that,
So
this is
then,
such lies.
yeah, I know. So
Oh, he admits that this game is completely stacked, that I have zero chance. It's like a point of pride for him.
well, so Nick, Samsung has had 3 different logos, and the current logo came into use in 1993. And my question is, when did the first and second logos come into creation, or when were the first and second logos created?
So this is 2 questions in one.
Well, if you get either of them correct, I'll give you the point, Nick.
Do I have negative 500 yet?
Well, close enough. Negative 5 million or so. So
Wait, no, John, you can only deduct that much if you have a stamp for it.
well, I do have that stamp too.
The negative 5 million or the negative 500?
Well, both.
You don't have a negative 5 million. I don't believe that. You better show that.
The thing is, so
All right.
it was already decided like years ago that this exclamation point at the end is
Oh,
like I
wow.
can use it as a factorial mark, and so I can make the number as large or small as I really want to. So
What do
think
you use that for, by the way?
well, this is just
To-
to put on student papers if they get a problem really wrong or something like that. So
Oh no.
Mostly to shame me, actually.
I'm sorry.
well, you know,
John's not.
yeah. So
All right. John,
what do you
digressing
think, Nick?
here. Back to topic. All right, so I have to guess the years in which the first 2 Samsung company logos were introduced.
yes.
All right. First, oh God, how old's the company?
This is an easy one, Nick.
Is it? I mean, maybe if you have Google open in front of you, it is.
Well, I don't even have Google open in
You
front
have
of me.
some internet site that you're reading this, so you have the answers there. Don't.
Well, I mean, I do have the answers, but that because I did my research, and you had all week to look up the answers. You could have come prepared.
So essentially, you're telling me I needed to look up the answer to every single possible question in the world in order to be properly prepared for tonight.
Well, okay, so if you don't like this question, Nick, if you
I
can
don't like any of
list-
your questions. So
right,
no.
so-
Leave this question because I have I only have to get half of it correct. So
Okay.
I can flob the first one and still have a chance.
All right, so go for it, Nick.
All right. First one.
Ooh,
19.
uh-oh.
1912.
So close, 1969 and 1980.
Okay, I was thinking like Samsung is like a much younger company than I'm really thinking it is. Okay, wait. What was the year there?
1969 and 1980.
Wait, you didn't even give me an opportunity to answer the second half of it.
Well, that's okay.
No, it's
Oh my
not.
God.
This
Well-
playing field is so tilted.
Well, Brian, I'm going to give you the next question. So
Meaning he's going to give you the next answer. Is more.
So in what year was Samsung given permission to carry out trials of a self-driving car in South Korea? And I'll give you a hint that it was in the last 5 years.
Oh my gosh. This is tough.
Well, I mean, you
Man.
have a 20% chance at worst of getting this correct.
Wow. Okay. Samsung gave a permission to drive, but it cannot be 2016. No, hold on. Yeah, it cannot be 2016. I would say somewhere in the past 2 or 3 years. I want to say 2019.
2017. Close enough, Brian.
Oh,
I'll
close
take it.
enough. Close enough.
Yeah, and actually, I think that this is pretty exciting news that trials of a self-driving car have started, because I think that I honestly think that it's more likely that a self-driving car would be fully electric than a like a autonomous gasoline powered vehicle. But maybe I'm wrong, but I think that, like, what I imagine is one day that the autonomous, well, I don't even think it would need to be that. It should be like some drone would come and take the old battery out and replace the new battery while you're still, like, the car is still driving along.
Can I?
Isn't the car going to
Yes,
die
no.
momentarily if you take the battery out and replace
Well,
it
no,
with another
because
one?
that's what the backup battery is for.
Oh, there's a backup. Okay.
Yeah, like for that little moment that the electricity
Oh.
would be cut out. All right, so this is sudden death. So
Sudden death?
One last question for
I feel
each
dead
of you.
already.
Well, that's okay. So
That's
It's okay.
no,
Unbelievable. Just such a lack
Yeah.
of compassion here.
well, I mean, I think that this is pretty. You know what, Nick? You didn't like my last. You didn't like my last question for you, so
I don't like any of your questions.
I'm going to give you the sudden death question, Nick.
How is this sudden death?
Well, because if you get it right, then you automatically win.
So why even
Oh.
play the game prior to this?
Well, because if like, this is like a tiebreaker almost.
All right. I'm ready for it.
So after everything that we've done so far, with Brian being gifted answers and me being humiliated on live video stream, now all of a sudden we're level with each other, and this is the ultimate determinant of the winner.
Yes.
Maybe you already started with like 3 points.
Yep.
And then now we're like,
no, he's not that generous to me.
So
I know him well enough. Don't believe the tricks.
So, Nick, in what year did Samsung create?
Why is it always a year? Like it doesn't matter what week it is or what the topic. It's always all my questions are what year.
This is very Korean exam though. Like, I've seen too many Korean school exams where, what year did this king die? Like,
is a characteristic of Korean exams also an impossibility of getting anything right?
Well, I mean, it
This is an insurmountable challenge every single time.
Oh.
All right,
So,
John,
Nick,
just ask the damn question. All right.
In what year did Samsung create the watch phone?
The watch.
Is it for both of us
phone.
or for Nick?
Just for Nick, Brian.
The
You get
watch
an easier
phone.
one.
Is that a competitor to the Apple Watch?
No, meaning like a watch that you can use your phone on.
That sounds exactly like an Apple Watch. All right, so what's the year that they introduced that?
Yes. Well,
2014.
Oh, so close, Nick. 1999.
Hey, what?
Yeah, it kind of surprised me too, but
I think you're lying to us.
No, it's 1999, and the first digital TV was in 1998, first watch phone in 1999, first 3D home theater in 2010, and the world's first curved smartphone display in 2013.
Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is all great trivia, I think.
I feel, John, your description of what this phone watch or watch phone was not very good. That thus both Brian and I were very deceived about what it was, in fact, you were asking.
Well, that's
I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't use the word deceived, but yes. Okay.
I was deceived. I feel duped.
All right, Brian. Here's your question for all of the pepero. All right,
Doesn't matter.
so
You're already getting it.
in
Wait, John, what was it? White chocolate or the white the cookie?
white chocolate.
Okay, all right.
Yep. And so, Brian, in what year did Samsung recall 2.5 million Note 7s due to battery malfunctions?
Oh gosh. What Note version are we on today? Is it Note 10?
No, 9. I know, because I don't actually know, because I've never actually had the Notes.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Isn't
Note
it like a
20,
tablet?
like Note 20 or 21 actually now. So
Wow.
because they went to they went from like the 8 and then 9 and then 10, then like they had like a 10.1 and in what 12.2, and then I think they did like 20 or 21. Like they skipped all of the, like a lot of the numbers. So
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say 2016.
that's absolutely right, Brian. So
Wait,
you
for
won the
real?
pepperoni. Yeah, August of 2016.
Oh, wow, congratulations. What a
Yep.
victory.
Yeah, what a victory. What a time to be
Triumphant
alive.
and dominant alike.
Yeah, so
I'm
now
sorry.
Yep, it's time for the next break, and then after the break we will have some more fun news.
Oh, more fun. I didn't
Yeah,
realize, I
why
didn't
not?
realize we
Like-
started having any.
Like I think that like the news is always fun. Like what don't you think is fun about it, Nick?
The news, yes. This trivia, no.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the trivia.
Of course you do, because you're preying upon me as a victim.
Well, I don't think it would be praying.
You feel like a predator.
No,
I feel
don't. That's why it's
victimized.
not praying. Like here, I'll give you a cheese it, Nick. That will be your consolation
One
prize.
Cheez-It?
Yeah,
One?
one.
After
better than
all of
just-
this I've endured, I get one cheese. What kind of Cheez-Its are they?
Toasty, extra toasty.
Actually, I feel like that's.
All right. Well,
you give me the spicy ones, and then we'll call it a deal.
No,
The green
no.
Tabasco ones.
I can't do that, but I can give you a commercial break, Nick.
Fine.
I don't think that is actually going to work. I think that
Oh, come on. The struggle is real.
the struggle is real. All right, here we go.
물고기는 어항을 탈출하여 친구가 가는 것을 본 경기로 들어가는 꿈을 꾸었다. 그리고 만약 여러분이 이 농담을 좋아했다면 이 광고 휴식 직후에 더 많은 것을 위해 채널을 고정하세요.
Now, Nick, I'm pretty sure that you've butchered this Korean phrase in a previous show, but that's okay. I feel like our listeners, like sometimes they want to like have a good, a word of advice and wisdom once in a while. So
They're
Why
not
not?
getting it from here.
Well, I think that they are. I mean, why not? Like, I think that there's a lot of good things that people will
I think your
come
market
out.
research is a little lacking. I don't know if you know your target audience all that well, but
Well,
anyway,
I
continue.
think that
Continue.
I think that I know the target audience fairly well. Now, like I'm pretty sure that our target audience likes a clean home. Like I know that this morning before I started working from home, I went around the house and I went and I like vacuumed the basement stores, like stairs, just because I want it to like not have crumbs on my feet from the Cheez-It crumbs I may have dropped, throughout the night.
Throughout the night, or were you sleepwalking, eating Cheez-Its?
Well, no, because Cheez-Its are just my midnight snack. I was
Why
out.
are they all over the house?
Well, because I was out of Margaret cookies. So I mean, what am I supposed to eat?
No. I'm asking not so much that there was Cheez-It crumbs. It's just why are they all over the house, as you said? Why wouldn't they just be in one spot? Like, do you just walk around, do laps throughout your home and eat the Cheez-Its?
Yeah, I mean, if it warrants it, why not?
Does that mean
But-
whenever I come over there that I'm constantly walking on Cheez-It crumbs?
Yeah.
So I should wear like concrete galoshes when I come over?
Yep. But guess what, Nick? The good news is that Samsung has just like actually I just went to the website and it sold out, but they have a new vacuum, like this new cordless vacuum that's being called the Jordans of cleaning appliances. And so besides not having a cord, this state of the art vacuum has an extended cleaning time of up to 60 minutes.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
and people who have bought it, the reviews say that something like they want to vacuum just because they love the vacuum so much. So
Sounds a little embellished.
well, I mean, what can I say? It is what it is. But I am going to give you another reason to not like Apple tonight. So, and this will affect us, Nick. Like this one,
It will.
If you're not convinced not to like Apple, this will do it for you, Nick. All right. So this week, Spotify announced that it's launching podcast subscriptions. Did you hear
Okay.
about this, Nick?
I have no idea. No.
Brian, have you heard about this?
No.
So, like podcast subscriptions on, say, like Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or other platforms other than Spotify, they are ways for podcasters to like have extra content for just like people who pay extra to subscribe to it, like a extra behind the scenes things like we're planning to have, Nick, and I'm getting that comedy cut out in the next week. It's almost done. I just had an issue because I was editing it on that computer back there now, because the computer I've been doing things on is really, really slow because it's not a Samsung, it's a HP, but like my college is cheap like that. But anyway, but
one excuse after another.
well, I mean, like I think that like I think that like if you I'm not going to deny that my college is cheap for buying HP computers when they could buy Samsung computers, and they would be faster and they would last longer, and that means it would save the college more in the long run, right?
John, I feel like your bias is not based on frugality. I feel like your bias is based on it being an American brand.
Well, that and the fact that the
It's just an observation. I'm not saying
well
it's good or bad.
the first actual computer I ever had was a Gateway computer.
Oh,
And
I
it-
remember a Gateway.
and
Yeah,
it
we had one
lasted
back in the
12
day.
years.
Oh, those things were indestructible.
12?
Yeah, 12 years.
Oh, you
And then
couldn't
I
break
got
those
my
things.
first HP computer and it lasted under 2 years.
Wow.
Oh, those gateways, you could have
So-
dragged those behind the car for 100
I
miles
know,
and
but
it
yeah,
still would work.
and that's why they went out of business because like that people
Because nobody was buying a
yeah,
new one
because
because
no
it
one
wasn't
could-
necessary.
Yeah, exactly. So
Good
like
plan.
that's the whole point. Like that's why I think that like I like my Samsung devices because the only time that one's actually gotten ruined is because one of my one of my screens I rolled over the chair backwards with it and broke the screen. But oh well, I mean that's my fault, not Samsung's fault.
Oh,
So-
he's actually admitting fault. Mark this
Well-
day down in history.
Well, that yeah, but I can admit fault because I had the warranty program on it and got it replaced for at no cost. So
I mean, sure,
so
but this
Samsung
is
offers a
still this is
wonderful
still a historical
warranty
date.
program.
Oh,
So,
good.
I-
Glad that
but
worked out.
it really did. So
Okay.
Spotify is launching podcast subscriptions.
Wait, are
but-
these subscriptions for listeners or for contributors or both? Or
for listeners to subscribe to extra stuff that we might like put out there for
oh, I see. Okay, and there's a charge for this.
charge.
Okay,
But unlike Apple, Spotify isn't going to take a cut from creators. So if we put our extra podcast subscription or extra content on Apple Podcast, they would take 30% of the fees that people would pay for our extra content in the first year and 15% in every year after that. And it would charge Apple would charge us for offering the subscription service to the people who want to buy it from us.
okay.
But Spotify is doing this completely free and
Oh,
they're saying
free
that
for now.
content creators will be able to keep 100% of the income that they receive from subscriptions. And on top of that, Facebook plans to launch an integrated form of Spotify's audio player directly within its app starting next week.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
A lot of changes coming up.
Yes. So now
John's always in the know-how.
what I
Yeah.
will say, Nick, is I trust Spotify to keep their deal on this end because of this article goes on to explain some of the ways that they're going to actually pay for this. So Spotify already has a premium plan, right? So like
Yeah.
so I pay for it myself, and what they're planning to do is they're planning to spend a lot of money on exclusive podcast programming. So Joe Rogan and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to be exclusively on Spotify. And so
Really?
they're hoping that these big names will bring in a lot more premium subscriptions, and then that will pay for itself to offer this service to free for everyone else.
Why didn't you name Professor Oaks in that list of high-profile ambassadors?
Well, I mean, like I can't say that Spotify had spent big bucks on me yet, though.
Well, no, because you don't even know how to use Spotify. Hence, it took like 14 years for you to figure out how to upload the episodes.
No, that wasn't Spotify's fault. They're actually,
Exactly.
I'll say that Spotify's customer
your fault.
service was actually superb, and they helped me get to the root of the problem very, very quickly.
Why did it take so long?
Because like they told me what the root of the problem was, but the problem was on my website server side, and I couldn't log in myself to change the correct snippet of code that they told me to change.
So you know what actually, John, you know how you could have fixed that problem like immediately is if you changed your web address of your site to johnoaks.samsung.com.
Well, you know what? That might work sometimes.
I think you
Yeah.
should figure out how to get that, how to buy that domain. Let's do it, John. Let's figure
All
out a
right,
way for you to get that domain.
We'll figure this out. So Brian, what are your thoughts about this here, about Spotify being so generous to the podcasting world?
Well, is Nick an Apple lover?
No, I'm not. I have an iPhone, but I think it's an overstatement to call me an Apple lover.
Okay, because I wasn't sure where this like Samsung, Apple, like
John just tries to create these subdued battles.
Yeah, the battles. Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. It reminded me of, which by the way, I don't use an app. I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't know. But isn't there like a new app on iPhone where like people, it's like a radio, but it's not. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Oh, Clubhouse. Yeah, I use it a little
Now,
bit.
I do know though that Clubhouse, I heard this was the latest news. Actually, I heard from about Clubhouse this morning that as the people have been getting vaccinated around the world, the in going outside and being away from home more often, that the popularity of Clubhouse has actually started to decline dramatically.
Wow.
No, I'm not surprised.
So I think it was one of those like fads, not fads, like I don't think it's going away, but I think that
It's leveling off.
yeah, it's leveling off, and you're going to be able to get content in other places because Reddit has a like a Clubhouse like feature now.
Well, it's not really a content provider. It's just a discussion board.
Yes,
No.
but I do know that even in Facebook has released at least 10 to like to some users new audio features within Messenger. So that's something new also. But to end the news portion, this did you know that South Korea is the country where podcasts are the most popular, and 53% of people in South Korea who responded to a survey given about, have you listened to a podcast, said yes. So over half of South Koreans have listened to at least one podcast a month.
But have
That's
over half of Koreans listen to this show every month.
Well, the survey was, the latest data was done in 2019. So I don't think that we can make the top of the charts like for 2019, Nick.
I doubt it since we started 2 months ago.
Yes, but Brian, does this surprise you at all, or do you have a favorite podcast of your own that maybe you listen to?
Well, it really does surprise me because a lot of people, like I didn't know a lot of people actually do listen to podcasts. I mean, I've had many of my friends who would like recommend me to listen to like, American ones, but that really surprised me for sure. Obviously my favorite one is,
Well, thank you.
but
Thank you.
That's very kind.
yeah, well, I mean, I enjoy it. I really do. But no,
That makes one
never
of us.
listen to podcasts.
Well, Nick,
But technically this counts for this month. So you're contributing to that 53%.
I know.
so Nick, where do you think that the United States came in on the percentage wise on this podcast survey?
Is this adults only? Like
Let's
18
see.
and over or
So
16 and over?
This is just anyone with access to the internet.
Okay, so it's pretty much any age.
Everyone.
So wait, what's the qualification for someone who has to vote like a yes on this?
Yeah, a
Again?
yes was. Did you listen to at least one podcast in the last month?
Okay. And this you said was taken 2 years ago.
Yes, in 2019.
So this is a percentage of population. You said Korea was number one.
Yes, at 53% of people
53.
listen to
There's no way.
at
I
least
mean,
one
okay,
podcast a
so
month.
podcasts have definitely, I mean, not to say that they were not popular 2 years ago, but in the last year since the whole COVID thing has been going on, they've definitely had an exponential growth in both people who are producing them and the amount of listeners, just by the nature of what society has been worldwide. So, okay, 2 years ago, 2019. I think it's a big drop off. I'm going to say 30%.
So that was
19.
actually really close. It actually was 39%.
Okay.
Wow.
So
All right.
I think that was, you know,
Where does
like
that fall? Does it give a rank?
So this was actually number 1, 2, 3, 4. The U.S. was number 5 actually.
Okay.
So like there was actually a big like drop off because Spain was number 2 at 39%.
Oh, wait. So is there like a four country tie for?
No, like Ireland was 37, Sweden 35, US 35.
You said the U.S. was 39.
No,
Yes, you
35.
did. Yes, you did. You originally said the U.S. was 39.
Did I? I don't recall.
Yeah.
But that's
I
okay
recall. I was here.
because you know what, Nick? We have one last break and then it's time for your final joke of the week.
Why is it
I'm
always
so-
the week, John? You know I'm going to be
looking for
making
this.
more stupid jokes the rest of this week. It's
Well-
only Monday.
Yeah, I know, but it's the final day of the week somewhere, Nick.
No, it's
Uh-huh.
not.
High expectations.
Yep.
No, it's not, John. I don't think any place in the world ends the week on a Monday.
I think it might not be Monday everywhere right now.
That would be a horrible way to end the week. It's like, oh, okay, let me have 2 days off, and then I come back to finish the week with the first work day
Well-
of the week everywhere else.
Did you hear that there's some weird proposition somewhere to get rid of time zones?
Mhm.
I mean, as long as you can keep track of your time with, in relation to yourself, then
Yeah, but
Okay.
wouldn't you hate to be asked to go to work at say 2 a.m.?
I think for a while people are going to really fight it, including me, because it's just going to be so foreign feeling. But I mean, after I think 6 months, it's something that I think the world can ultimately cope.
Well, that's okay, Nick. All right, it's time for
Oh,
our
good. I'm glad it's okay.
final commercial break, and then time for your final joke of the week.
All
Nick.
right, do it.
Yay.
오늘의 영감을 주는 인용구는 다음과 같습니다. 대부분의 사람들에게 있어 가장 위험한 일은 목표를 너무 높게 잡아서 그것을 이루지 못하는 것이 아니라 목표를 너무 낮게 잡아서 그것을 달성해 버리는 것이다. 이제 쇼로 돌아가요.
All right, Nick. Let's hear your final joke here.
Okay. All right, John, you have a next door, well, that's not be a next door neighbor, but you have a neighbor who you can always see that person's bare backside through the window. What do you call that person's home?
Well, I would call it my new Wi-Fi network name. Because I'm getting, if I had a neighbor like that, I would change my Wi-Fi network name to like Dan. I don't want to see your behind anymore. So every time that he goes to log on to his Wi-Fi, he would see Dan. I don't want to see your behind anymore.
Wait, how would you be able to change the Wi-Fi password for somebody
No,
else.
that my network name, like the name of the
So that it
network,
pops up.
so that would pop up.
Mm.
I mean, assuming that person's even going to be searching for local or nearby networks.
Well, like but you asked what I would do, Nick, and that's exactly what I would do.
No,
if
I
had
didn't
to-
ask you what you would do. I asked you, what do you call that person's home?
Well, and I said I would call it my Wi-Fi network name. I would change that to be my Wi-Fi network name. That's what I would call it.
That's a pretty strong dose of ridiculous.
Well, that's okay. All right, Brian,
Oh
do you
my
have a
God.
guess for Nick's horrible joke here?
No, but I'm so ready for the answer because last time it was great.
All right. So what do you call that person's home? You call it a crack house.
Oh no!
My God.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you for being on the show, Brian.
Yes, thank you, Brian. It's been a pleasure as always.
And Nick,
Oh wow, that was so funny.
Come
Nick,
back and see us again and
I'll
save
give
me from
you-
this ridicule that I get so.
well, you know what,
consistently
Nick?
every
I'll give
Monday.
you a consolation prize this week. I'll give you bibimbap flavored pepperoni. All right. So, all right. Let's have a nice week, everyone.
Okay.
Oh no! Like I don't think what's going. I have no idea what's going.
Oh my God.
It's like I think that it's like my screen is flickering. This is not good.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real, everyone. It's okay, everyone. We'll see you next week.
What a time to be alive.
Nick's joke broke the system.
Yeah,
All right.
something had to.